the movement, let's take AI to the next level. We're breaking barriers, we're writing the code. Together we'll conquer, watch our ideas unfold. The future starts here, joining the revolution. Let's say our podcast, the ultimate solution.
We're not getting any audio because I didn't open up my mic on Zoom. So welcome to the broadcast, everyone. This is Leland Best of Best AI TV coming to you once again for season 2. You're sitting here going, where's all the volumes? Because I opened my mic, but I didn't open my mic over in Zoom. What is it about audio and me? I don't know what it is, but I just want to thank everybody here. You can't get in anywhere, he says. Did you change the link again? Of course I did. Of course I did. That's Ross going, I can't get in anywhere. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying everything. I gave him the link one time, and that's what happens. If we don't remember to save, we have old stuff. So I'm going to let Ross in here in just a second. We got people coming on board. We got new people coming in. We got Ross coming in. So I'm going to let you guys in. Go ahead and come on the screen, guys. Come on in, Carrie. I'm going to let you in here too. I'm going to get him on stage in just a second. We're going to get Ross in here in just a moment. We got Ross in. Not a lot, dude. What's happening? No, I get it. Hold on. I'm going to bring you on screen in a second here, bud. You're not even on screen yet. So let me get you over. Yeah. There's Mr. Ross McCamey. He's a little blurry today. We got to get that camera of yours working a little bit there, bud. You're all blurred out sideways. No, I get it, dude. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, take your time. New season and everything. I'm going to ask Carrie. He's going to have to come on when he's ready. So I'm going to tell him to go ahead and start his video and his audio when he's ready to. We got a new gentleman coming on board here this week. Getting pretty excited about all this. Oh, there goes Ross. He just blinked away. He's there. He's just it's all good. Again, a new season, season 2. What did we do? 14 episodes last season, which was pretty cool. Only 10 of them I think 10 or 12 of them got posted on YouTube. The other 2 or 3 are still laying around on Facebook after the broadcast. So we never did finalize those. Let me make sure I got a mic open for Ross here. I probably didn't. Oh, let's see. That's all right. We're playing. We're just getting everything ready. Yeah, they can now. I haven't had these guys in for pre-mic checks or video checks or anything for the podcast, so you guys get to see it all take place in real time while we get things started for the new season. Kerry will be with us when he gets done with his client. I know he was on a phone call, and I shared the links with him to get him out here. So I'm going to start a record here on the Zoom side. Oh, it is. Record meeting to the cloud. There we go. Make sure we got everything. I hear some audio coming through on Ross's end, so good. Oh no, that's all good. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. Very cool. I totally get it. Yeah, what's the story behind that? Can you give us a little insight on what's happening? Oh, Wow. What was it that it's just on based on wages for the people working the docks? Is that what it sounds like? Gotcha. Hey, yeah. That would be so terrible though if they do something like that. I can't even imagine. I'm going to send you a PDF real quick, Ross, on the back end and Carrie both. So if you see this on Facebook in the DMs, it's going to be the first two episodes here outlined out for this week. And next week, which is pretty straightforward. I really wanted to get back to the basics, Ross, because I think what, with what we put together in the initial podcast, which was me just making a call to action to get a bunch of people together to try and help folks figure out AI. And we did just that. We got six of us together originally. It whittled it down to about four, and then it came down to scheduling conflicts and things of that. Lee is still very much a part as the executive producer. He's just working. He just closed down his new house yesterday. I just got in touch with him this morning, so we will be seeing him hopefully in the next week or two out here at Best AI Podcast as our co-host. And Ross has been kind enough to step up to the plate and be, I think, really honestly, another executive producer in this mix so that we can get this thing rolling and get it out into the hands of those who need it the most, which are people struggling with business and trying to understand UI, figure out, or AI, I'm sorry. UI is a big term in this industry because we're constantly changing it up. That's just user interface. UX, another term a lot of people hear out there is user experience. And that's really what we strive for is a good user interface, a good user experience, and just an overall pleasurable, outcome because we're all looking for money, we're all looking for clients, we're all looking for, moving ahead in business. And if we can't learn to work together, then we're just working against each other. So competition, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we do that all the time when it's necessary. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Don't rely on us for everything. That's the big thing. We don't ever, we're here to teach. It's like, teaching a man to fish versus giving a man a fish. We just don't want to give people fish. We want to teach you how to do this because you're going to benefit a lot more in the end if you do learn it versus just relying on someone else to do it for you. And, I got to throw out just a shout out to Mike Brown, who is a developer on the back end for our main foundational systems for the fact that he did the same thing during the hurricane efforts in Puerto Rico. And because of the systems that he's able to build and manufacture on the back end, which has helped us tremendously in building our businesses, he was able to have more volunteers than were ever necessary to show up in Puerto Rico because of the automation strategy that he put in place to help FEMA. And it's one of those types of, it's those types of people that we want to continue to work with. Whether you're winning or losing in business doesn't necessarily matter. It's what are you out there for? Why are you in business? And who are you out to help? Because if you're just out there trying to scam people with AI and take their money because it's easy right now, we don't want anything to do with you, because you're not the AI people we want to work with. You're just out there to ruin people's lives by taking their money. And that's not what we're here to do. So thanks for that, Ross. Let's just kind of move ahead. I'm going to cover a couple of things here because we have changed the game up a lot. So we're going to go back through the process of what is Best AI TV, what is Maverick Solutions, what is Best AI Podcast, and what does it become? Because it is changing. We do now have a new website, which used to be Best AI Podcast.tv. We thought that was a little bit of a mouthful, so we went with Best AI TV. So it's just bestai.tv for me. That's my YouTube channel, which we will be broadcasting Best AI Podcast. So if you want to register for the podcast, you're going to have to go over to the website, click on that button below Ava, which is the name that Ross has used for his AI build. Most of the time, we kind of grasped that when we did the podcast. So we call her Ava. Ava is also on the phone lines. If you want to call in on the 800 number, she will talk to you on the phone. She also has a chat widget there on the website that you can ask her questions about anything AI if you'd like. And once you register, you'll have a Zoom link for the next, I believe it's 12 sessions that go all the way to December, or I think it's less than that, about 10, down to December 24th. Yes, that's the Christmas Eve, of course, but I think we'll just do, I think it's the 24th that we're ending on that day, on Tuesday, one of those days anyway. So we'll take it into December and then we'll wrap season 2 then. And that'll give us a way to kind of stay in touch. So all the links have been updated out on the podcast website. Ross, you want to tell them how you can be found on your YouTube channel and your website so that they can find you as well? Gotcha. Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm going to do us one better here. I'm going to pull this in while I got a chance. So just give me a second. I'm working on it. I'm going to get him in here in just a second. We need to get him over. This is our latest edition to Best AI Podcast. We've got Curry Taylor in the house. What's going on, dude? Is it Curry or is it Carrie? I thought it might have been Carrie. Kyrie, no Irving? What? I thought it was. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Kyrie Taylor. Oh, we're cool. All right. No, I'm happy to have you on board, dude. I've been watching what you do in this space, and you're definitely a mover and a shaker. You like to get things done. Just coming back from where? Dubai, right? Tell us about it, man. Fill us in a little bit. What's going on? Mhm. 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 That's cool. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Right. That's very cool. All right. Just to get us on the same production level here, Carrie, I know we didn't get a chance to meet up pre-show. So I'm just gonna have, are you on a laptop? Can you just adjust your camera hair so that you get a little less clearance at the top of your head there, whatever that means, whether it's if you can tilt your camera maybe down a little bit. We just want to have a full on good production here so that everything looks on the up and up. There you go. Beautiful, dude. Um, so I just want to kind of start back to where we were. We got a new member, and I'm glad to have you here, Kari. I really am. I've been watching what you do in the space, and it's just something to be commended. It takes a heart. It takes a heart to get into this stuff and really do it for others instead of jumping on the AI bandwagon to just make a fast buck, which is what a lot of people are doing right now. And I hate what I'm seeing, honestly, with some of the stuff that's being pushed out there. So we're doing our best. We want to give back, like Ross said. But what I see us doing is starting over. We came out here the first session or our first episode season, we might say, and we were just kind of trying to keep up. We were like, okay, this is what's happening. This is next. Oh my God, now it's this, and this has been updated, and this has been updated. And we just tried to keep up. And it's not a really good look when it comes to teaching. So, what I figured we'd do is we'd go back to square one. We'll start with how we're going to use AI. You know, what is it we really need to teach people? What is it we need to learn? And it always goes back to prompting. I don't care what anybody says. AI is still just a tool that has to be coerced, manipulated, trained, taught, whatever you got to do to it. So, one thing we didn't cover, guys, at all was the types of prompting we should be doing. And I think we lacked severely on that when we came out here. We talked about generative prompting for image prompting and video prompting and just creating documents prompting, but that's not really what prompting is all about. So I want to go cover a table that I've created so that, and we're going to cover this in sections. Did you get the outline for today, Kerry? Okay, so what we want to do, I guess, at first is define what prompt engineering is. Ross, you want to kind of give an understanding of how you feel you should define prompt engineering? Yeah, and it's a good, that's what I want, really. Go ahead. Mhm, 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 mhm. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Carrie, you want to give your definition of what you feel prompt engineering is and what it's about? Give me an example of what you do. Like, give us an example of how you do it. Mhm, mhm, yeah, mhm, mhm, gotcha. Sure. Gotcha. No, absolutely. And that's one thing that I had this huge epiphany the other day, guys, when I was digging into prompt engineering, because for me, it was the same thing. You build a foundation, you put an outline together, you structure your prompt so that the AI gets it from not only a layman's perspective, but from a definitive perspective. You've got to let it know exactly what you want, how you want it delivered, what do you want it to look like. And we do get into detail. And then others will say, no, you just need to tell it one sentence as to what you need, and it can figure it out on its own because it's so smart. And you're like, we've tried that. It doesn't always work that way. But what I did find out is there's a lot more to prompt engineering than what we thought. And there was some really cool articles that I'll leave links for in the aftermath that came through Forbes. And I don't have the author's name right in front of me. I'm sure it'll make itself apparent as we move ahead. But the idea of prompt engineering is much deeper than that. And what you see on the screen in the lower right corner there is one of my tables over at AI Table that I've created and generated. And I'm going to kind of bring that up to space if I can. No, I have it on a 4 up. So I'm going to do it another way. I'm going to just bring that desktop up to the screen for a minute for you guys so you can see it. And what you're looking at is an open table. It's basically the type of prompt method available, a little description of that prompt method and a use case. And then I have some reference material along the side to all the articles that were written by this gentleman on the types of prompting that are available out there. What we're talking about right now is pretty simple conversational prompting. Okay, that's really all we're doing. We're talking to it in such a way that we're telling it what to do. But what we have, and that's right here, this is like number 10 on my list, this conversational prompting, so that we're having a dialogue with the AI. That's all we're doing is talking to it. But what I want to start to cover are the various prompt methods that are available to us that we're totally ignoring most of the time. And a lot of that comes down to methodology. So, I'm just going to cover these really alphabetically as we go. I think the outlines that we have here went right to a couple of examples in the outline that was created by the AI, but that's not the format I want to take. I think it'd be easier for everyone involved in the prompt engineering. Let's learn it alphabetically. Let's start with A and go to Z, whatever that might be. And that way you'll have some way to memorize as we move ahead through the next couple of episodes what types of prompts you want to learn. Everybody's going to find something different. So let's just take the first five, for example. I have 20, no, I have 47 prompt methods. Okay. Now we just mentioned conversational AI. That to me is like one prompt method. Both of you actually use the same prompt method. I also use the same prompt method and I want to learn more. So let's start with the first one, guys. Have you ever heard of adaptive prompting? Seems pretty straightforward, right? All we're talking about here is the refining that we're doing. Like you guys just mentioned, you are using adaptive prompting. You're going through, and when you get the response from the conversational prompt that you gave it, you readjust. You go back and you adapt. You go, oh, that didn't give me the result I wanted. So I've got to readjust my prompt a little bit. That's all adaptive prompting is. Add-on kind of the same thing, but what you're doing is moving that construction to adjust the prompt. So you're using external add-ons to enhance your prompt. And what that is are you using a prompt generator? Okay. Do you guys have prompt generators? Either of you? I know Ross does. Korea, have you developed one yet? Hmm. No, I get it. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Well, that makes sense. So when you're structuring your prompts, then you're just basically sitting down in a word processor or whatever and constructing what you think the AI is going to want to receive from you, correct? Or do you have, it sounds like you have a bunch of templates already made that you start with, right? Okay. Mhm. 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 Gotcha. Mhm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. Mhm. Mhm. Man, that's cool. I like that. That's something I haven't even approached yet. So that's a new perspective for me to see it that way. Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. No, they could be teaching their kids so much stuff with AI right now on their own, good deal. Do you think? Mhm, mhm, mhm. Mhm. Yeah, it's really a matter of how you want to use it. For me, I sit around as a podcast developer and producer and such. I spend a lot of time creating runs of shows and, just obviously social posts as well. So I spend a lot of time with the automation end of things, creating post bots and prompt bots and things that I can use and offer to others that they can use. So it's not really just a selfless or selfish type of thing for us. I know a lot of them look at AI as, oh, I can do so much, I can become so much better and I'll be the best at it. And I'll whoop everybody's butt because I'll have, yeah, that's great to have that competitive nature. Don't get me wrong. I want people to succeed and be competitive in business. But I think at this level with AI, there's no need to concern yourself over competition. And that's all I'm trying to get at. You shouldn't be worrying in your head, am I making it to market fast enough? Am I getting something that people want is the key. Just give them what they want and try to develop off of that because right now that it's an open field. There's nothing standing in anybody's way right now. Is all I can say to that. So that's just two out of the 47. So can you guys like guess at what some of these prompts are? And I just want to mention to the people watching right now, we're not following any of the conversations on the feed today. This is a first pilot episode for season 2. We don't have time to just follow up on that, and we're not really set up for that right now. We will do that on future episodes, but for now, this is just going to be a simple hour podcast, and then we'll follow that up. If you want to join us on the Zoom afterwards, go to Best AI TV, register for the Zoom, and you can come in and hang out with us for an hour after. All right. I just want to touch on some of the ones that are really cool though before we go into the alphabet. Chain of thought was one that really caught me off guard, and not because I didn't know better, but because it's so simple. What were we always asked as kids when we were in 3rd grade doing math problems? Show your work. Just show your work. Ross going color bars on us. We're gonna get Ross a webcam. Yeah, show your work. Well, the whole idea behind chain of thought prompting, and there's 2 methods to that. There's a factored version and there's an unfactored version, which is just to say, just give me your chain of thought as you do this. If you ask the AI to show its work, you'll be pretty impressed on the steps that it takes to get the answer to you. So I highly recommend anytime you're building out a structure or especially a foundational, framework for something for your business, ask it to give you the work that it's doing so that you can see that it is touching on all the points that you need it to. If it's not, then you reassess. Then you get into the additive prompting. Then you get into the adaptive prompting. So it's kind of a workaround, but you see the point. It's like if one prompt doesn't work, try a different type of prompt. I think a lot of us sit here in this conversational mode all day long and we beat our heads on the table sometimes going, why won't you give me what I'm asking for? I'm asking you conversationally, but you're not providing. I think it's because we're missing the mark on our prompts. We're not realizing how open it is to these types. So I want to teach these to everybody. The list will be available. Let me give you the author's name real quick while I have that here. It is actually a gentleman on Forbes by the name of Lance Elliott, Dr. Lance B. Elliott with one L. He's a contributor over there. He's been putting these articles together on Forbes since AI began, really. He's an innovator over there. And he did an entire series on prompt engineering that I'll also provide. And then under each type of prompt engineer method, he has another link to an article that he did that expands on that. So probably the best resource out there for anybody right now that wants to learn prompt engineering. What do we got? We got about 20 minutes left. So yeah, go ahead. Mhm, 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 mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Russ, you wanna give an example of maybe I know you've given out your, um, framework in the past, the conversational framework that you've developed. Is that a file you'd be willing to share again today that you have access to? Or is that something you prefer to keep as IP? I have it here if you want me to. I've actually stored it in here. Let me see if I've got it. Let's see here. That was the customer profile. No, that wasn't it. I'm sorry. What do we call that? Yeah, you had a name for it though. No, I took the conversational spreadsheet really that you made that day. Let me go to my tools here. No, that's true, and I'll get back to that, but I will leave a link to the conversational framework that Ross put together and shared in our previous season, so that you guys get a better understanding of how you can build that conversational framework. And then as we move through each of these prompt generation methods, we're going to go through in the workshop. So immediately following this broadcast today, I'm going to start giving examples of what it is to build a prompt in that fashion. We're going to try and keep these to 45 minutes if possible. That gives us a little bit of a time to hit the head, whatever we guys do before we come back to the workshop, get a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever that means to everybody. So, Kari, I just want to really welcome you once again to the broadcast. I think you're going to be a valuable asset to this team as we move ahead. And I know you weren't ready for today, but I got to say, you knocked it out of the park just bringing what you did today. So, thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. Now we have a blank under your name still, Carissa. So we're gonna need a tagline for you. What do you want to go? I'm the video ninja around here because I use things like that all day long. Ross is the marketing maverick, obviously. We showed you as the awakened Wookiee originally because I used Brad's to get you in here. He was our previous guest host. But I apologize for that. So oh, okay. Cool. Well, come up with one for next show. Okay. You're good. Yeah, if you come up with another one, just let me know. I'll put it under your tag for the next show for sure. And Ross, if you got anything to close on, I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. Tell us what's coming up next in your world. Good stuff, man. Hope you the best because I know there's been a lot of deaths already. The death toll is going to continue to rise as things happen down there in those flood areas. And we're always, our hearts go out to all those people who have already lost loved ones, pets, whatever it might be, and obviously property and belongings. That those all play a part here. So yes, contribute what you can. Just make sure you're contributing to a proper cause. Don't just go giving it to anybody out there claiming they're collecting money for the flood efforts, because that happens a lot out here by scammers. So make sure you're giving it to the right people. The Red Cross, the food, the blood drives, all that type of stuff are good places to put your efforts. So all right, guys. Oh, go ahead. Yep, absolutely. All right, we're going to get ready to roll into the workshop. So if you haven't registered already, please do so. We'll crack that open at noon on the dot so that if you want to come in, we're going to record it anyway. Whether you show up or not, we're still going to produce a workshop so that we can go through some of the details of what we talked about here during the podcast. It may not be a long workshop if there's no one there to talk to and ask questions, but we will provide at least some content to cover what we did here today. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday, 11 a.m., hopefully. And if you can't make it, no big deal. We'll just fill you in with someone else. That's the way it works around here. So appreciate you guys being here. Your time means a lot to me. So we'll see you on the next episode, guys. Take care. All right, we are out of here. I'm going to roll a feed and we're gone. See you next time.
Digital age, we're breaking the mold. With AI fusion, let the story unfold. From art to business, the future is here. Unlock the potential, make it crystal clear. Yeah. It's time to fuse, let the sparks ignite. AI in action, reaching new heights. Love and business blending into one. AI fusion, the journey's just begun.